Oh, this
Okay,
guy.
and now for this, man. This is
Fucking Drew
weird stuff.
Ortiz.
Talk about the future, man. This scared the crap out of me. I read this. When you sent this to me, it freaked me out. So, um, you know what? I'll just go ahead and share this, man. So we've talked about AI on this channel before, um, particularly when it comes to the notion. Well, I'll speak for myself. I have talked about the obsolescence of humans and how we are actively contributing to that through through our consumption of certain things. And I feel like we gotta, be careful with how much we are willing to embrace certain things because I worry about what human existence is going to look like in the future because what are people going to be doing if everything is replaced by all of these things that we celebrate, one of those things being AI. So obviously this triggered me a little bit when you sent this story for us to do this as a topic, but this was an article published by CNN Business, and it concerns Sports Illustrated. So if you read a story on Sports Illustrated, buyer beware, it might not have been written by a human. So this says Sports Illustrated deletes articles published under fake author names and AI generated profile photos. Sports Illustrated on Monday said it had deleted several articles from its website after a report from the once celebrated Legacy magazine had published the pieces under fake author names and profile images generated by artificial intelligence. The report, which was published by Futurism, found that the magazine had repeatedly published articles whose authors could not be found online outside the Sports Illustrated website. The articles were all accompanied by AI generated profile photos that Futurism also found for sale on digital marketplaces that sell AI produced headshots. During the course of Futurism's reporting, some of the alleged Sports Illustrated writers mysteriously vanished from the publication's website, and their articles began appearing under the names of different authors who similarly didn't appear to exist online and whose likenesses were also being sold on AI headshot marketplaces. Following the publication of the report, a spokesperson for the Arena Group, which has operated and licensed Sports Illustrated since 2019, told CNN that the deleted product review articles had been created by a third-party company, Advon Commerce. Quote, we have learned that Advon has writers use a pen or pseudonym in certain articles to protect author privacy. Actions we don't actions we don't condone, and we are removing the content while our internal investigation continues and have since ended the partnership, the spokesperson said. Writers, editors, and researchers at Advon create content following a policy that makes use of both counter plagiarism and counter AI software, the Arena Group spokesperson said. Well, apparently not. We continually monitor our partners, and we're in the midst of a review when these allegations were raised, the spokesperson told CNN. Advon has assured us that all of the articles in question were written and edited by humans. Advon did not respond to a CNN request for comment, but the questions raised Monday marked the second time in as many months that Advon has found itself at the center of an AI publishing controversy. So, stories on Sports Illustrated that were contributed by this Advon company were discovered to have been stories written by AI and furthermore attributed to an author that was AI generated, not even a real person. And an example is this the bubble that you see there on the left hand side of your screen, this Drew Ortiz, that is not a real person, that is an AI generated headshot. And these companies purchase these AI generated headshots from online merchants who provide said AI generated headshots for a fee. So this crap is completely, I don't know, man. This is some crazy stuff. But this is Sports Illustrated, credible news source within the context of sports, and this is going on. So, what do you make of this, man? This is crazy stuff.
I mean, earlier, bro, I forgot we was even doing this, but yeah, earlier, bro, like I just said a few minutes ago, man, that there's going to be a time that we look back at 2023 and say, hey, man, that wasn't that bad. Because when we got Mr. Drew Ortiz here, just going to be throughout the market, because this is the one that just got caught. Because I don't even know why that website or publication was even that knee deep into this, to be honest. Like, how do y'all find this Sports Illustrated article to be doing investigations? But that's neither here nor there. The point is that this is a thing. And much like most things, these things are already going on. This ain't like the first. So, yeah, man, this is just a wave of, the new wave of, not needing workers. And because I get it, sports is just literally whatever the coach said, the stats, and, I'm pretty sure AIs can just spit that out real quick. So most corporations are going to be looking to see how they can save money on bankroll.
Yep.
And so they're not or payroll. So they're going to see all the golden benefits of this. And they don't care what product they put out, because guess what, guys? They never really did care about whatever product they put out, because they know people are just going to go consume. I still don't know who reads Sports Illustrated articles, but the fact is that this is going on there. This is going on in other places that it's just yet to be exposed, or it's just yet to be known. But people have called certain things out where either movies, or I think it was that show, I forgot what show, that was a Marvel show or something. And that the intro was done. Oh yeah, the one with Samuel L. Jackson, and people was complaining that the intro would look like it was done by AI, or was done by AI. And it's like, yeah, bro, get used to this. Get used to some real generic stuff. You talk about no soul. It looks so good. The first few times I saw AI generated stuff, I was like, oh, this is impressive. Wow, how did it do that? Well, it's just pulling a whole bunch of stuff together and blah blah blah. I'm like, all right. But the more you see of this AI stuff, the more generic it is. It's very dull. So, and art is supposed to move people. Music's supposed to move people. And when they're going to have robots swaying people's movements, I don't know how that's going to look either. So I don't appreciate this being in the arts, to be honest. I think that's a new form of wacky. I do not want to see the products of this, but unfortunately, we're going to. So it's just brace yourself, season. But yeah, Mr. Drew Ortiz, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot more of that, a lot more Drews in the world. So what about you, JV Wins? How do you feel about this here? Drew Ortiz, I cannot get his face or that name. Goodness gracious. How do you feel about it, man?
Drew Ortiz. Like, let's get white first name, Latino last name.
It's brilliant.
Let's mash that thing together, man. Let's make a cultural melting pot. Let's mash that thing together. At my previous employer, I was director of communications for member organizations in the state of Florida, housing authorities, landscape architects, and insurance agents. And member organizations, the way that they are built is, if you work in that industry, so the insurance agents, for example, let's say you are an insurance agent, you work for an insurance agency, your employer is a member of the member organization for insurance agents in the state of Florida. In order for you to continue to practice selling insurance, you have to get things like continuing education, so on and so forth. So an easy way for you to be able to acquire said CEUs and credits and things of that nature is if you join a member organization, because the member organization puts on webinars and classes in your area and things like that. It makes it easy for you to continue to practice in your field. So I worked for a company previously who was hired by member organizations to manage their operations. Now, member organizations function in such a way that the vast majority of the opportunity that you have to obtain your CEUs and your credits is to attend the annual meeting of those member organizations each year. It's how it's built. So follow me. I'm eventually getting to a point. So these annual meetings take place once a year in this resort somewhere in Florida, and all of the members register to show up. Registration is like hundreds of dollars, usually paid for by whoever it is that you work for, so that they can send you to this thing so that you can attend all the keynotes and the breakout sessions. You can get the CEUs so that you can continue to practice your profession.
Mm-hmm.
I directed communication for all the organizations that hired my company to run them. And that also means that I got to work at these annual meetings, and it means that I got to basically stay at these fancy 5-star resorts for like a week at a time. I got to eat for free, drink for free, and basically all I did was handle the IT, make sure all of the breakout sessions were good to go, and be a face. It was great. I love that job. I had a blast. I got to stay at Disney World for a week for free. I ate for free. I drank for free. They had me up at the Grand Floridian. They gave me clubhouse access. So I got to be on the floor where you just flash your little wristband and it opens up a secret floor to a secret room within the resort where you get an open bar and refreshments 24/7. It was a blast. Oh, yeah, it was a blast. I love that place. And it gave me free passes to any Disney World park I wanted to. I love that job. It was a blast. And I did it for almost 2 years. One day I showed up to work after the last annual meeting of the year and sat down in the conference room with the rest of the team and my boss at the time. And he said, all right, team, I got to tell you something. And it's not easy for me to say this, but the insurance agents have decided that they are going to not renew their contract with us. They've decided that they want to self-manage. This was a $40,000 a year retainer, and we're losing that retainer. So as a result, JV Wins, they said my actual government name, of course, we no longer can afford your salary. So effective September 30th, we're going to have to let you go. So mind you, I was being told this news at the end of August. So basically, I was told that I had a month to figure myself out, and I was being let go. It was at that moment that I realized that I wish that I was a part of a union. Because if I was a part of a union which protected me from being laid off like that, I would have been able to ensure that whatever happens, no matter what company decides that they don't want to retain our services, I would be able to still be able to maintain my livelihood because the union was going to protect me from getting fired for reasons that are beyond my control. The reason why I bring that up is because this AI stuff is making me rethink how I look at unions. I've always been somebody who was a believer in like being an independent contractor per se. I'm going to dictate my own terms. I'm going to set the limits on what I can and cannot make and what you can and cannot do to me. But if there's one thing that this AI movement is showing me, it is that corporations are going to do what they want. And I don't look at AI as the future in terms of this is something that benefits humanity. I look at AI as a cost-cutting measure. That's how I look at AI. AI, to me, in my opinion, AI has nothing to do with bettering human civilization. No. And it has everything to do with the type of technology that corporations can view as a cost-cutting measure. In other words, how can we incorporate AI so that we can get rid of people, so that we can offload salaries, so that we can become more profitable because we literally do not have to concern ourselves as much with payroll? How can we use AI as a cost-cutting measure so that we can get rid of people, so that we can make more money because we get to pay out less in salaries and wages? That's what AI is to me. And if you want to be protected from this, people are going to really have to evaluate the value of things like unionization, because that's the only thing that I can look at in terms of how can I protect myself from this, because it isn't going anywhere.
No.
One thing that we can guarantee and ensure corporatocracy will do is always figure out a way to be more profitable. And one of the greatest areas in which companies see a decrease in revenue is when you have to pay out for labor, when you have to pay out for wages, and when you have to pay out for salaries. So if the corporation or the company that you work for sees an opportunity to incorporate AI, you best believe they are going to do that. And sure enough, they are going to figure out ways to start firing people, because they can get rid of you and not pay you, and still make money, and in fact make more money, because now they don't have to pay your $50,000-$60,000 a year salary. They can just pay Omnicorp USA for the rights to license their AI technology to at least approximate what you used to do as a human being. And so, we all, that's pretty much all I have to say, man. It's up to you as an individual to figure out ways to protect yourself from this bullshit, because these companies are going to get rid of you. They are going to make you obsolete. And unless you are doing something that is truly future proof, that is truly AI hack proof, you are going to be a victim of this dynamic. And you can say that I'm reading too much into this and that I'm being doom and gloom. People are already losing their livelihoods because of AI, because of technology. Look at cashiering. Cashiering started. Look at and that's not even AI. That's just automation. AI is an evolution of automation, but the precursor to AI, which is automation, is already eliminating an entire slew of jobs, that being cashiering. What are people going to do? People need shit to do, man. People are we are social creatures by nature. People need shit to do. When you start eliminating all of this stuff as a result of automation and artificial technology, where are people going to turn to? They have nowhere to go. So you got to protect yourself from this stuff. Unionize, come up with some sort of CBA. I don't know what it's going to take, but it's starting to look like unless you are a professional athlete, or unless you are some sort of cybersecurity genius, you are at risk of the future. And look no further than this Sports Illustrated situation. They got AI generating stories that you are reading on a credible news source such as Sports Illustrated. So this just reminded me of my experience with being at the mercy of the machine. And all you can do is try to protect yourself as much as possible. They're still going to figure out a way to get rid of you no matter what you do, because the machine is just going to keep on rolling. But there are ways that you can stave off obsolescence. And that's what we are staring down the barrel of obsolescence. And if you don't want to be on the cutting room floor of being made obsolete, get your people together, whatever your profession is. I don't know, band together. Y'all need to come up with some sort of way to organize yourself so that you can come up with some kind of contract, put language in your employment agreement, put something in there that makes it legally binding that they cannot just do this kind of stuff to you. Because if you don't, they will.
Yep. So just look at the face of Drew Ortiz. And and that's the face of tyranny, guys. So this is how it looks, man. Because people confused. Nah, bro. When I say this is how I look, this is how I look. This is what Skynet look like, y'all. This is what's going down right now. And yeah, bro, I be on social media and seeing, bro, people just, fired 20 something years, 15 years. This ain't just pushover. I'm jumping from job to job just so. No, these people are career people, and they're getting fired because all these tech jobs that's popping up, all of them are geared towards, as you said, automation and AI. And so, being on the corporate side of things, I really see how much they love automation. They automate. They, let's get this automated. And then they'll get it automated. And yeah, it cut down on work. Something that took 3 hours only take 10 minutes now. I get it. It makes sense. But the more they keep doing that, and whenever you're dealing with corporate stuff, you always got to show the client how much you're saving them money.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, we did all this and that cut $65,000. Wow, that's you cut a whole employee for a year. All right, keep it up. All right, in the next quarter, we want to see more money off. It's ridiculous, bro, but that's the meter. And now when you got robots that just slice that, man, you just took out 5 employees with this one update. Oh, well, we don't need Diane anymore. Frank, he's out of here. Yeah, and Diane and Frank. Then there's people. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of talented people in the work pool right now. Looking for jobs. Veterans of things. And as I mentioned, bro, it's only going to get worse. So yeah, just do the best you can, man. Hey, I'm trying to figure it out with y'all, man. This came faster than I thought. I thought it was gonna be like 2030, bro. I thought I was gonna have some years to parlay. Now it looks like I got months. So I'm with y'all, man. This is shocking. But as I also mentioned, this is the one they told us about. This is the one we know about. But I'm pretty sure there's already some underhanded stuff where, reliable sources are using some type of chat GPT to generate, the stuff that they've been pushing out nowadays. So consumerism don't care nothing about soul. It don't care nothing about who you are as a person. It's just bottom line and more money, more money, more money. So of course AI falls exactly in line with that. And humans that are going to ask for vacations and ask for health care and dental, my kid this, out of here, man. Let's get this robot in here that don't get sick. Let's get this thing going. So hey, man, there has to be some type of renaissance, man, where the people get back to themselves, man. A new hipster movement, possibly, man, where people just trying to get back to earth. I don't know. I'm grasping for straws. We need something. Because at this point, man, if we just keep going for the latest update, the latest this, the latest that, man, we're just gonna wake up one day and it's gonna be right there. So, because low key, it already is.
It is, yeah. I think I mentioned before that I think what caught everybody off guard is they were waiting for the flying cars. I think that's what messed people up. It's like we were waiting for the flying cars, and I guess until we see the flying cars, we won't really believe that the future is here. But nah, man, they just skipped over the flying cars. That's a bit harder to pull off. It's here. They just got one over on you because you didn't see the flying cars. I think that's what happened. I think people were waiting for the flying cars. I think they were waiting for Back to the Future Part 2. When they go to the future and all of the flying cars are zipping around everywhere. I think that's what people were waiting on. But it's here, man. And so, yeah, I think that you, as an individual, you have to fight diligently and do your research to figure out ways to position yourself to at least prevent or stave off being made obsolete. Because right now, the name of the game is the obsolescence of humans. They are trying to make humans as obsolete as possible so that the companies and the people at the top can increase the profit margins, decrease wages, decrease labor, get rid of salaries, offload all of that so that they can just make more money. It has nothing to do with bettering humanity and making things better for humans. And it has everything to do with cost cutting. It's all about cost cutting. I don't care what anyone says. It's about cost cutting. So figure out a way to stave that off for yourself. I'm grasping for straws too. Don't know what it's going to look like, but it's definitely here. So brace yourself.
Be safe, y'all.
Yeah.
Be safe, y'all. And Drew Ortiz, go do something to yourself.
Kick rocks.
Yeah. God damn it.
Oh God.